Hey students, today I'll be covering a P6 math concept called ratio. And if you are someone who is struggling with ratio and you tend to shun away from ratio, I would highly suggest for you to sit through today's session. All right, it'll be a very short one. It'll be a very quick one. Whatever that you learn today, I believe you will be able to use it in your daily homework. Okay, now so let's take a look at this. Now there are different parts in ratio and you all need to know how to identify. When you know how to identify, you know the approach. Okay, now part whole relationship, constant part, constant difference, constant total, and before and after. In this video, I'll be focusing on constant part. All right, in the next video, which you can find it over here, you will be able to see how I solve a constant difference question. And in the third video, you will be able to see how I solve a constant total question. So what I would suggest for you to do is to listen to this first and then followed by the constant difference and finally the constant total. And part whole relationship and before and after will be recorded another day, okay? So let's quickly take a look at this. Now, the first one is what we call constant part, okay? What is constant part all about? I have just summarized it in a very simple sentence. One of the part must be constant. Or if I want to simplify it, I can say that one of the part must be the same, okay? So let me just use this question to solidify whatever that I've just said. Now, we take a look at this question. The first thing you all need to remember is this. This is a section C, or some of you would argue that this is a section B question. Sure. Whenever you're approaching such a long question, you don't want to read it as a whole. What you want to do is you want to break it down. Why is it that you want to break it down? Because if you were to read from here all the way down, all right, from in the dance hall all the way to how many men and women are there in the dancing hall, you will be overwhelmed with information. All right, so therefore what I want you to do is I don't want you to be overwhelmed with information. Not just that, I don't want you to be overwhelmed with fear. So what I want you to do is I want you to break down the sentences, write down what you know, okay, which I will be, demonstrating that to you right now. Okay, so as you can see over here, sentence number one, okay, we call this sentence number one. In a dance hall, the ratio of the number of men to women who are dancing is 2:5, okay? So what I want to do is I want to write down men is to women. All right, I guess this is pretty simple for you, which is 2:5, okay? So you tend to just read from here all the way down, then you will be like, oh my goodness, this is such a difficult question, I don't want to do it anymore. All right, that's not the kind of, mindset that we want to develop, okay? So I want you to break it down, write down whatever you know, because you never know, just by writing it down, it helps your brain to process the information, and it helps you to earn some method marks, and I think that's what we want, okay? And let's take a look at sentence number two. If 70 men live, okay, whenever I see keywords, what I want to do is I want to translate it. I want to write down some mathematical equations, okay, or some mathematical meanings. So for example, when I see the word live, it basically means minus, right? So I minus 70 over here, okay? Once I'm done with this, I can go on to sentence number three. The number of men to women who are dancing will be 1:6. So I put 1:6 over here. All right, simple. It's pretty straightforward, right? Now, but when I look at this, I realize this one thing, that there is actually no women, all right, that left the dance hall, right? They are all still there. Therefore, this is a constant part concept. Why is that so? Because women should remain the same. All right, women should remain the same because there wasn't any women leaving the dance hall. So therefore, what I want to do is I want to find a common multiple of 5 and 6, okay? So in that case, what I want to do, I just want to times 6 and times 6 over here, all right, times 5 and I times 5 over here. Now, what do I get? I will get 12 is to 5 times 6, we get 30. 1 times 5, we get 5 is to 30. Now, it makes a lot of sense now. Why is that so? Because when I look at women, I realize that the ratio is the same and it makes sense, right? It has to be the same, right? Therefore, this is a constant part concept, right? Just now in the earlier slides, I said constant part concept basically means that a part must be the same, all right? Which is the part that is the same right now? The word, or in fact, the ratio women, okay? Now, once I'm done with this, I can look at men and I realize that initially I started off with 12 units, okay, or in fact 12 over here, and it went all the way down to 5, right? So therefore 12 units minus 5 units is equals to 7 units. Therefore I can confidently say that 7 units equals to 70. Always find your Mr. Green Man. What is Mr. Green Man all about? For those of you who are, new here, on this channel, Mr. Green Man helps me to read a question. Okay, so let me just explain. Whenever you want to read a question, you have to find your 1 unit first. In every problem sum question, we try our best. Okay, our aim is to go and find 1 unit. All right. Now, so what I want to do is I want to ask myself, how do I get from 7 to 1? I divide by 7. When I do something to the left, I must do something to the right. So therefore, it's 70 divided by 7, which is equals to 10. Once I have my Mr. Green Man, Okay, all right, this is my Mr. Green Man. I apologize, I was supposed to highlight it. All right, this is my Mr. Green Man, right? Now, if I have my Mr. Green Man, that is like the green light for me to continue reading the question. Okay, or in fact, to solve the question already. How many men and women were there in the dancing hall? That is sentence number 4, right? So how many men and women are there in the dancing hall? Very simple. All I need to do, okay, I guess over here, maybe let's be a bit more specific. We talk about women in the dancing hall in the end. All right, so that's actually 35 units, correct? Okay, so we have 10 times 35, which is equals to 350 men and women. All right, if this is your answer, make sure you make it obvious. Okay, how do I do that? I double line it. Or some of you like to put answer equals to 350 men and women. All right, so that's how you should approach a question like this. Okay, so we have come to the end of our constant part concept. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. All right, if not, you can also, comment down in the chat box below. All right, and tell us what are some of the things that we can cover that will help you in your understanding towards math. Okay, so with that, I've come to the end. Thank you very much. See you the next time. Bye bye.